I'm Justin with Dry Fire Archery, and today I'm going to show you how to use the MASAN Recurve accessory that we have for the Dry Fire Pro. It mimics the arrow shaft and knock, and it also gives us realistic bowstring angles when you're using it. Being able to mimic those string angles and have that resistance hold right down the center is important when you're trying to recreate the experience without actually using a bow. So to attach the MASAN, you want to take the bottom band string loop and put it through that bottom notch. You can give it a single twist like that and use it to ensure that it stays connected to this bottom band. You can see it still has the range of motion that you need, and then you would just connect it here to the top notch with the top band, and that is what's going to give you that resistance in the fill, and that's what's going to help with keeping your form parallel. Otherwise it'll dump right out of this and disconnect. We do provide the strip of neoprene that comes with it. You can slide it right in here. And then cut to fit. This will also be good. This will also be a good method to keep that bottom string loop inside that notch while you're using it. If you want to set up the MASAN to be used as 3 fingers underneath, you would just take out your neoprene, you attach the top loop to the bottom notch, reinstall your neoprene, and use it like that. What that does is changes that angle and the pressure to balance this out in your hand, and you can use the 3 fingers underneath without it wanting to feel like it's pulling one way or the other. You would adjust this bottom spool to get that hand angle correctly if it's pulling one way real sharp or the other way. Use this top one to really kind of get that resistance set to where you want to be. Using the MASAN with our Dry Fire Pro is just a great way to keep those muscles conditioned in between bow time or even before. How do you know when you got the MASAN set at the correct draw resistance? Well, hold it out there for a good 20-25 seconds. If you feel those muscles really start to work, and if you're unable to really hold those pins steady on target after about that time, then you're at probably the right resistance for you. To give you a really good example of what I'm describing here, with our training device, we have the top band shortened quite a bit so we get more of that power stroke or that resistance at that full draw like the Recurve Archer's experience. Here I'm using 1 finger on top, 2 underneath, and you get that short power draw cycle there, and you can just get to your anchor point, work on aiming, and build up those back muscles for your traditional or finger shooter archers. The way you adjust your Dry Fire Pro with the MASAN determines the angle of pull on the MASAN itself. Right now I have it adjusted to where it really wants to stay balanced, and you can really work on that form to keep it straight. One of the things with 1 finger on top and 2 on the bottom with the design with the notch that's sitting on top is if you don't keep it parallel to the ground and you want to lean forward, break form, it's going to fall out like that and not be usable. So that was one of our designs to help keep people within their form, is to replicate or being able to keep that parallel like you would draw arrows straight back.